Shopify Store Checklist. Get this one super simple thing wrong and your whole store will go up in flames. So this is my pre-launch, my Shopify Store pre-launch checklist. We're going to be running through it on pretty much a high level. I want you to let me know in the comments below if there's anything on here you really want me to make a full video on and expand on. But for now, we're going to run through this on a high level. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time that I put out a new video. My goal with this channel is to produce weekly videos so that I can provide valuable content that helps you succeed online. Whether you have an e-commerce business or an affiliate business, just want to make money online, I have a ton of content and a ton of videos to help you. So jumping right into my check it off list, I want to pull up this totally demo Shopify store that I have, this dog dash warehouse, and I'm going to be referring back to my check it off list right here. So first of all, we want to set up a custom domain for our channel, for our store. And what you're going to do is, obviously you have to go and buy a domain name somewhere. I always use Namecheap because they have privacy protection built right in at no additional cost. So that's a big benefit to me. And I do have an affiliate link to Namecheap in the description below. But all you have to do is, when you set up your Shopify store initially, it's pretty much a blank canvas. You can come over here to online store, click on domains, and you can connect an existing domain. You could go through Shopify and buy a domain name, but I would, like I said, recommend using Namecheap, and then just click on connect existing domain name and really follow these instructions. Shopify makes this super simple. Hey, let me back up one quick second. I don't care if you have 10 Shopify stores set up, you need to have a checklist. Maybe especially if you have 10 Shopify stores set up. I know you think that you are very comfortable with this, etc., but I do the same thing with my videos. I have a checklist with my stores, with my e-commerce, with my affiliate marketing. I always have a checklist. So I recommend it. It really makes it more just kind of run through the motions, and you don't have to worry about missing something. If you're brand new to all of this, then certainly a setup checklist is what you need to get started. So set up your domain and run right through that. Next on my list is email forwarding. You really want to go into your domain registrar. Maybe if it's Namecheap, you want to have that hosting set up and have your email forwarding in place. Now, when I say have your email forwarding in place, this could be several different things. You could simply do support yourself. And maybe initially I recommend that, but I still would recommend, and I'm going to jump straight to number 2, is have a support desk in place. And let me jump over to what I recommend, and that is Freshdesk. Freshdesk has a free option. If we come over here to pricing, the free option is very robust. And if you were just starting out, then I would definitely recommend Freshdesk, this Sprout option for free. Also, if you have 10 Shopify stores like I referenced earlier, I would definitely recommend having a support desk set up. And if you don't have one, then you're running yourself ragged. I have a whole entire video, and I will put a link to it up here in the video on a support desk. It has some tips and tricks on how to set it all up, how to set up Freshdesk desk, and how to really kind of copy a couple of my scripts and just really policies and procedures for setting this up. I also totally outsource this whole entire aspect of my business to a VA that I have in the Philippines, and she handles this phenomenally. So definitely suggest doing exactly that. Now, the next thing on my list is sales channels. You want to set up your sales channels. If you plan on selling on social media channels, then if you set this up and activate it inside of Shopify, you can just start selling right on those social media profiles. Also, recommended apps. Only use the essential apps that you need for your Shopify business. I don't know if you have a background in WordPress or have played with that, or if you're brand new to all of it. Every time you add a new application, a new app, a new plugin, whatever platform it's on, they call it something different. But it slows down the website because script has to load and performance takes a little bit of a hit because of it. So really only install the essential applications or plugins that you have to get your store running and doing the things that you require it to do. I will put together a list of all of my recommended apps. Maybe I'll make a video on it and I'll run through maybe my top 20 or 25 recommended apps, and they won't all apply to you, but you can pick and choose as you like from this list. And when I do, I'll have a link to it down below, and I'll put a card to it right about here in this video. Okay, on to the home page. Probably one of the most important things for SEO purposes is to optimize your meta title and your description, and also optimize your images. I'll get to that in just one second, but onto your metadata. So if you come over here to your pages in your online store, and I'm going to come to my front page. If I edit my website SEO, before I click that button, this is what my store looks like to Google. This is what's going to be displayed. So you want to, well, it says right here, write a few sentences, tell people about your store, etc., etc. And here's where your URL is going to be. It's going to look different because we've customized our domain like I talked about earlier. So when we come in here and edit this, you really want to maximize your page title. Make sure that it is the same thing as your store name, and then perhaps put a hyphen or a colon and put a very short description of exactly what your store is all about. If you're a niche store, and I suggest you be one, then put exactly what it's about in your description. You have X amount of characters used. On a search engine, you have about 160 characters that will show up. So make sure that all of your description that you want to read that is initially displayed to people searching is written right in here in the first 160 characters. And then here's your default URL handle. As far as optimizing your store images, this is a sensitive subject with me, and I tell people all the time, and I see it being failed all the time. Don't put super high resolution images on your store. If it is one of your product pictures on your product page, then don't go more than about 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. And only do that when you have the zoom feature enabled on a product page. Any other picture anywhere else on your whole entire website, you want to use just 72 dpi, and as low resolution is going to be displayed on a desktop, because anything smaller than that, tablet and mobile, isn't going to need that large of resolution or that large of a pixel size. So minimize your file size for speed. I've already talked about this in a previous video, that speed is as great of a ranking factor for Google SEO as it is what content is on your website. And that just happened yesterday as of July 1st, 2019. So make that happen, people. Optimize your images. Okay, so for pages, you want to have a nice succinct About Us page. Believe it or not, it is one of the most highly trafficked pages on websites, especially for people that are looking to buy from you. They want to know a little bit about you, and it's your chance to really set off and tell your story. Your contact page, make sure that it works. Make sure your Contact Us page works, because people do reach out using your contact page. It's crazy important. Your frequently asked questions page is a great opportunity to answer the questions that people are always searching for. What is your return policy? And you can put a link to your return policy, all kinds of questions that they have. Privacy policy, there are a lot of countries, especially with the GDPR being enabled later last year in 2018. I have a video to that on my channel. GDPR in 5 Easy Steps, I think, is the name of that video. But you have to have a sound privacy policy to avoid getting in trouble, especially if you're going to run paid ads and paid traffic to your website. They're going to require a solid privacy policy. Shipping and returns, you need to have a terms and conditions page that refers to this. And then menus, go through and check out your menus and make sure that they work. Make sure that they are sound, succinct, and make sure that they work. Okay, next on my list is the product section. And just like in the homepage meta title and description, you want to make sure that you're optimizing all of the meta information that you have available for each product, because this is where SEO plays a critical role in your store's sales. You can go through here, and just like on the home screen, you can go through, and for each and every product that you have, you want to edit the product metadata just like we did on the home screen. Next on my list is to optimize the image alt tags, because this plays a critical role in SEO. So every time you have an image, you want an alt tag. Don't just say image 1, image 2, image 3. Describe the exact image. Put brand in there, put style number, put everything that it is in there. Then you can put image 1 or image 2 at the end of it. And lastly, inventory tracking. You want to go through from the beginning when you're setting up your store and put the correct integers in there for all of your product information, because the last thing you want to do is go and sell product and not have the inventory to back it up. Okay, moving down my list is payments and checkout. Payments and checkout. So payment gateways. You need to be sure that you are integrating your payment gateways, and you can do that by coming down here to settings and then payment providers. Now, Shopify has obviously their built-in payment provider that is powered by Stripe, but you can enable PayPal and Amazon Pay, as well as other third-party providers. I strongly suggest that you set up these first three. Set up PayPal, set up Amazon, and set up Shopify. Why? Because you're giving that option for other people that have their wallets already set up, maybe through Amazon Pay or PayPal or Shopify. And you'd be surprised. I'll tell you, when probably across the board for all of our stores, I see about 15% of all my payments going through Shopify. The lion's share goes through PayPal, and more so than the Shopify payments is Amazon. So make it easy for your customers to pay you. Also, you want to set up your payment authorization versus your payment capture. You want to set up your payment capture to be your priority. You don't want to just authorize it and then batch it later on. You want to automatically connect and capture those payments as they happen. You want to go through and customize your checkout for your customers so that you're maximizing your checkout process, and also set up your abandoned cart emails. There are email sequences that are built right into Amazon. Depending on the level of program that you set up with Shopify, you will have a varying level of abandoned cart email sequences, but you can also get, just like I talked about before, recommended apps. Perhaps you have a favorite abandoned cart email sequence app, and that you can set it up right in this section. Okay, the next on my list is shipping and order fulfillment settings. This is super important. So if we come back over here and I go to settings, go to the shipping section, and you really want to fill out your order fulfillment settings, your rates at checkout, shipping labels, packages, whatever you want. You want to make sure that you are selecting between automatic and manual fulfillment. And speaking of automatic fulfillment, I'm going to do a video on third-party fulfillment in the up-and-coming videos that I'm doing. And one of the ones that I have found, and I have a colleague of mine that is testing out and using this, is Rakuten. Rakuten has joined the 3PL, the third-party logistics shipping game for e-commerce stores, just like the one you're setting up. So given that it's not a drop shipping store, this is just like the one that you are setting up. Next on my list is order notifications. You want to decide in your business who is going to receive and who is going to be responsible for order notifications and the fulfillment of all of your orders. The next on my list is analytics and tracking. You want to definitely be sure and add Google Analytics. It's a layup, especially with Shopify. They make it so easy. Add your Facebook pixel to your Shopify store. Even if you're not doing Facebook marketing today, you want to start collecting data on the people that are coming to your store so that one day you can create a lookalike audience and just really custom audiences for your store and your marketing efforts. Also, you want to use Crazy Egg. You want to check this out. They have a free 30-day offer where they'll give you a 30-day subscription to their program. And I tell you what, I use this on a number of different stores, and it's crazy. Crazy. So you can really kind of see what people are doing when they're on your store. You can see where they're exiting. You can see what they don't like. You can see what they click on and they do like. And you can really optimize your store looking at this data. You want to, in the housekeeping section, you want to do a spelling and grammar check. The last thing that you want to do is to have poor grammar or incorrect spelling on your website. And you can use a tool like Grammarly as a plugin to your browser. That makes it super simple. Don't have any misspelled words on your website, guys. Also, once you have all of this other stuff set up, you want to deactivate the password on your brand new Shopify store so that it then will be open to the public Don't do that until everything is taken care of. But you can't necessarily really effectively do that, do this last one until you deactivate the password. And that is what I talked about initially in the video. This one single thing has led to the downfall of so many e-commerce stores that I have helped students and other people with. The question is, have you placed a test order yourself? Now, I know it's against Shopify's policies, but one single test order is the single smartest thing that you could do to make sure that your whole system is working. My dad would always call me when he was alive, God rest his soul, and he would call me for tech support. And the first thing that I would always ask him is, Dad, is it plugged in? Is the computer plugged in? Is the printer plugged in? So place a test order and make sure that your store is working. That way, if you're driving traffic, especially if you're driving paid traffic and you're wondering why you're not making sales, you can turn to Crazy Egg to see if people are actually going through with the order. And secondly, you already know that it's working because you have placed a test order. So, as always, I hope that you got some good information from my checklist from this video. If you liked it, then give me a thumbs up. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you'll stay notified of every video that I publish. I'll see you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified of future videos. And don't forget to like this video. Now, watch that video next. Go ahead, watch that video.